In this video, I'm going to share with you the best iPhone apps for travel in 2023. These apps are absolutely essential for the frequent traveler, and at the end, I even throw in some photo and video apps that I use for my travel content. Some of these apps are new and innovative, and you may not know them, so stick around until the end. All the links for the apps mentioned in this video are in the description down below. So let's dive in and explore the best travel apps for your iPhone in 2023. And I'm starting out with an absolute banger app that, while I consider to be absolutely essential, most people still don't know. Airalo allows you to buy electronic SIM cards, also known as eSIMs, and before discovering this app 2 years ago, I was running around the airport on arrival frantically trying to find a physical SIM card. I'm super happy that this is finally a thing of the past. Basically, you just tell Airalo what country you're going to and you can just buy data just like that. I recommended this app to a ton of my friends and family, and if you travel often, this should absolutely be on your iPhone too. If you want to check it out, I've added a link in the description below that gets you $3 off your first eSIM. Priority Pass is another must-have app for any frequent traveler. It provides you with access to airport lounges all around the world. And while the quality of these lounges varies vastly airport to airport, I still love being able to avoid the crowds at the gate. Priority Pass is often given by credit card companies as a benefit, so you can access it for free while you hold a variety of different credit cards such as an American Express. I would not recommend buying the membership directly because it is actually quite expensive. This is definitely a must-have if you travel a lot, and it makes your travel experience so much more enjoyable. LaunchBuddy is an amazing companion app if you either have a credit card with launch access, you have airline status, or you fly in a higher class cabin like business or first. By adding your trips, credit cards, and airline status into LaunchBuddy, the app will not only provide you detailed information about each launch, including photos and reviews, but it will also tell you exactly which launches you have access to. And while this works incredibly well in combination with things like reward credit cards, airline status, and Priority Pass, LaunchBuddy also allows you to buy yourself into launches in case you don't have access otherwise. Overall, LaunchBuddy is a great way to make your travel experience much more comfortable and enjoyable. The next app is Marriott, the official app of the Marriott Bonvoy hotel group. I'm actually quite loyal to their hotels because they have always treated me incredibly well, and I've scored a ton of free upgrades. In many hotels, the app offers features based on the property. In some hotels, you can check in before you arrive and even receive a digital room key. In other properties, you can use the app to order room service and even check out to skip reception once again. So if you have an upcoming visit, I would highly recommend you check out the app. YouTube, and more importantly YouTube Premium, is another travel essential for me. Not a flight goes by without me having downloaded a bunch of videos that I can watch offline. Since internet on planes is still rather slow, if available at all, downloading videos ahead of time is a great way to just zone out with your noise cancelling headphones like the AirPods 2 that I just reviewed in my last video, by the way. YouTube is also a great tool for location research while traveling. I often watch travel vlogs, destination guides, and other videos to get a better idea of where I'm going and plan my trip accordingly. Yes, Spotify is an essential, particularly for flights. I find having some specific playlists downloaded before I board helps me get some sleep or get some work done in a more focused way. I didn't even know this, but Spotify has a customized playlist called Airplane Mix, which is airplane music picked just for you. I have absolutely no idea in what context they determine what's good airplane music for me, but it's a cool list. Other playlists I listen to on the plane are night storms, cloud gazing, and lo-fi beats, all linked in the description below. It should be obvious that everybody needs a good translation app, but as far as translation apps go, Google Translate has no competition. The live translation feature using your phone's camera is an absolute lifesaver. As some of you know, I'm a vegetarian, so I use this app very often to translate ingredient lists on menus or packagings. Particularly in Japan and South Korea, this was super helpful. You can now even use the app to have a live conversation with someone in real time, and Google Translate should absolutely be on your iPhone. Speaking of being a vegetarian, if you're like me, or vegan even, then HappyCow is another absolute essential. It's sort of like TripAdvisor, but for restaurants and cafes that offer primarily vegetarian and vegan food. You can go into the app and see details of every place, including reviews, opening hours, photos of the menu, and more. This has been an absolute lifesaver as well in the past, particularly when you're at a new location and you just don't know where to eat quite yet. Especially in countries where plant-based eating is not as big as, let's say, the US, India, or Europe. Another app that I absolutely love is AllTrails. Diana and I love to hike sometimes, and this helped us find the perfect hike for us many times in the past. Whether we are in Hawaii, California, or even in Dubai, AllTrails always has a great selection of hikes to choose from. The app provides detailed information for every trail, from difficulty to length and elevation, as well as photos and reviews to make an informed decision before you go out. Plus, if you're a premium member of theirs, you can download maps and trail information, which is great because hikes usually don't have great internet coverage. The next app that I consider absolutely essential is Lime. While most people use apps like Uber, Grab, Gojek or Careem to get around, e-scooters and in some cities, e-bikes can be a great way to beat traffic. Plus, just like Uber, Lime is available in a ton of countries, but it's not available everywhere, and even if it is, it may not always be the best option. Particularly for e-scooters, you ideally want to have most apps installed, so you can always catch a quick ride. Other apps I usually use are Bird, Tier, Bolt and Dot. Many of these apps also offer different methods of transportation depending on the city you're in, such as e-bikes, so definitely keep an eye on available options. Yup, that Instagram, but not in the way you think. Even if you're not into posing and posting on Instagram, it's still an incredible tool to find places you may want to visit. You can easily look up locations and find inspirations. This is true for photos as much as it is for cafes and restaurants. Instagram definitely isn't the most intuitive user experience anymore, but it can help you find things that are popular right now near you, which is very powerful. It can help you find newly opened cafes and restaurants, for example, which is great. And yes, TikTok is here too. In fact, I would argue that TikTok is often the better option to do location research because the content there is generally less processed and edited, so more authentic. And because it is short form content, you don't need to sit through long YouTube videos, unlike this masterpiece of beautiful content, to get all the information you need. But be careful. When I first installed TikTok about 2 years ago, I could not get enough of it. And if you're anything like me, then no trip is complete without a ton of photos and videos. I have a couple of staple apps that I use all the time, some of which may surprise you. Lightyears has, for years, been my go-to image editor. As some of you know already, I'm a sucker for film looks, and a few years ago I purchased some film simulation color profiles from stockpresets.com. And since then, I have never looked back. Editing photos to look like film now takes me less than a minute. And if you want to know exactly how I edit photos like this, and this, just let me know in the comments below and maybe I do a video or a short on that topic. Meanwhile, Lightroom is incredibly powerful, but I mostly use it these days to apply the film look and adjust exposure where needed. Nothing special, but it's so quick that I use it even for Instagram stories. Continuing with the same picture that you've just seen in Lightroom, this is Retouch. You know the feeling when you take a cool snap but there's something distracting in your shot? It allows you to remove objects, even complex ones, from your photos super easily. Lightroom recently upgraded their spot healing and object removal functionality, but even after this update, Retouch is still so much better than Lightroom, and I highly recommend you check it out. Particularly because it is a one-off purchase, so no subscription. Here's a relatively unknown app, ReLens. It allows you to create artificial bokeh, so a blurry background, even in photos that were not taken in portrait mode. You can even choose from different lenses and effects, which is pretty cool. The app can be a bit slow sometimes, and while I prefer the film look that I can produce in Lightroom, ReLens also has a few filters that I occasionally use when I'm in a hurry, particularly the codec one. The bokeh shape tool is kinda crazy. You can get really creative here and see what looks best for your particular shot. This app is a subscription, but it's relatively cheap and worth checking out. CapCut has quickly become the #1 mobile editing app. I actually purchased a lifetime license for InShot, which is another mobile editing app, a few years ago, but have since switched to CapCut. This app is fantastic. What you're seeing here is just me pulling in some clips of filming this exact video actually, just to demonstrate how easy it is to use this app. You can super quickly put together a little travel montage to share it with your family and friends, or of course, social media. If you haven't yet, it's worth checking out, and there's now even a desktop version for Mac. This is the all-time classic. While there is a free version of this app, I actually subscribed to the pro version of it for the last year, but I honestly am not sure if I would do it again. Nevertheless, I still use it quite actively, particularly because I can upload my own fonts, which makes for eye-catching stories. They also keep adding new templates all the time, but honestly, I only use the most basic ones. And there you have it, these are the best travel apps for your iPhone in 2023. Did I forget any app that you consider essential? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope that a couple of these apps were new to you and that they contribute to an even better travel experience for you in 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech and travel content. I'm still a very new channel on YouTube, and every like and every subscribe counts, so thank you very much for watching, and as always, gotta bounce. Bye!